So the way I have a whole nother bit on like, how therapy fails men, but give you the cliff notes is therapy is just talking and men need experiences, right? I think most men are experiential learners. And the way that we talk, especially in traditional masculine settings, is we brief and we debrief. So a lot of my sessions and a lot of my
Mhm.
retreats is we brief, we talk about the retreat, what we're going to do. Usually it's kind of like a feat of strength or a wilderness expedition or a survival challenge. Then we do it. And there's not a lot of talking when you're doing it because you're just like trying not to die, or you're trying to like push yourself, or there's like you're exhausted, right? Like it's hard. I mean, it's hard on design, right? And then there's a debrief, which is the most important part, where you talk about the lessons you learned and parts of yourself that you saw, and maybe some moments and memories where you counted on your brothers to do something. You know, I think the retreats help solidify something, but what we do differently, if I can do a little pitch, I guess, is like we do a lot of integration work. So after you do the retreat, we
Mhm.
have a touchdown meeting the next week. Then we have a follow up meeting 2 weeks after. Then we have a reunion 3 months later, which is the idea of like, okay, you did this thing in the retreat, but like, did you actually change your life? And we're confrontive, we're loving, but we're confrontive of like, for instance, you spent all weekend talking about how you want to divorce your wife. Like, did you do it? Did you do it? Right? You talked about how you
Yep.
want to change your job. Did you do it? You talked about how you were concerned about your kid. Did you make any change? Because, and this is maybe my bias of being from Boulder, Colorado, there's so much this retreat industry, which is like navel gazing, where you can have these really powerful experiences, but it still keeps people stuck. Like it becomes almost like a hobby. It becomes almost like a masturbation, frankly, of like having the big release, having the cathartic moment, but not actually changing it. And I loved what you said earlier of like, if you really want to be a man, is like get married, start a business, try to like exercise, do like the basic stuff, because where the rubber meets the road, that's what really matters.